In this exercise, you will add windows to the exterior walls of your model. According to your construction documents on page 2, the window type you will primarily use will be what are called double hung windows.
What you see here are the windows that exist in the Essex project. What you see here is an example of a single double hung window. This is what the window looks like actually. This is what the window looks like in floor plan view. This is what a single double hung window looks like in elevation. The first window you will install in the project will be a single double hung window. This window will be installed in bedroom 2 in the model. The width of this window is 3 feet 2 inches wide. That is being indicated in the floor plan here. The height of the window is 5 feet, which is indicated here. The header height for this window is 6 feet 8 inches high. The header height for the window is indicated in the rear elevation. In the building information model, we will need to make sure that you are in Finished Floor 1 in the project browser. Make sure that Finished Floor 1 is the active floor plan level. It is going to be on Finished Floor 1 where you install your windows. To install a window family, you will need to make sure you select the Architecture tab. In the Architecture tab, in the Build panel of the Architecture tab, you are to select Window. After selecting Window, in the Properties, you want to make sure you are installing a double hung window with brick seal. The width of the window in bedroom 2 is 3 feet 2 inches. We need to convert this number 3 feet 2 inches into inches. To convert 3 feet 2 inches into inches, we need to take the number of feet, which is 3, and multiply it by 12, because there are 12 inches in a foot. That will equal 36 inches. Then we need to add 2 inches to that. So if we do 36 plus 2, that equals 38 inches. We need to do the same thing for the height, which is 5 feet, which is shown here. The height of the window is 5 feet. So for the height, we need to take 5 feet we need to take the 5, multiply it by 12, that equals 60 inches. So this window that is 3 feet 2 inches by 5 feet is actually 38 inches by 60 inches. So in the properties for the double hung window with brick seal, we need to find the one that is 38 inches by 60 inches. So the double hung window with brick seal, we need to select the option for 38 inches by 60 inches. We will bring the window in and place it along the top horizontal wall. So once we are at the top horizontal wall and you see the image of the window, you will click to place the window. Make sure that when you place the window that the brick seal is on the outside. The other indicator will be the double arrows that are on the window. The double arrows indicate the outside of the window. After placing the window on the wall, the next thing we need to do is use a dimension to locate the position of the window along the wall. Whenever dimensioning windows, usually the dimension references the center of the window. The center of the window in bedroom number 2 will be 5 feet from the face of the stud in the exterior wall. So this window is located 5 feet from the face of the stud of the exterior wall. The face of the stud is here. The center of the window is here. In order to bring up the temporary dimensions, you will need to take your cursor and select the window you just placed. When you select the window, you should see some temporary dimensions appear. What you will need to do is to click on the witness line or click on the bubble attached to the witness line to make sure that the witness line references the face of the stud, which is here. After you select the witness line and make sure that it references the face of the stud, then you will need to change this dimension by selecting it. You will need to change this to say 5 feet. So type in 5 feet and press enter. Then you will click on the icon to convert this temporary dimension to a permanent dimension. You will select the icon. What you may notice is both dimensions have been converted to a permanent dimension. Then you will click on the dimension line for the 5 foot dimension and lock this. When dimensioning a window in referencing an interior wall, you want the dimension line to reference the middle of the interior wall. So you will need to select the other dimension and click on the witness line until it jumps to the middle of the interior wall. Once you see that, you will click and lock that dimension. The next characteristic of the window will be the header height. The header height for your double hung windows will be 6 feet 8 inches. The header height can be found in the rear elevation in your construction documents. This indicates that from the finished floor 1 to the top of the window or the window header is a distance of 6 feet 8 inches. In order to set the header height for the window, you will need to select the window in your drawing area. In the Properties dialog box, you will scroll in the Properties dialog box until you see the head height option. Once you see this, you will need to change this number to say 6 feet 8 inches and press enter, and then select apply. You will not be able to see any changes in the header height in the floor plan view. If you look in your project browser and look in the building elevations, you will double click on the north elevation. In the north elevation, this is where you will be able to see the window in elevation. The distance from the top of the window or the header of the window down to the finished floor 1 will be the 6 feet 8 inches. In the north elevation, when you select the window, it will also bring up the properties again. You will also see the seal height. The seal height in this case is 1 foot 8 inches. The seal height is the distance between the finished floor 1 and the bottom of the window. So the seal is the bottom of the window. If you look at the floor plan, you will see that there are 2 double hung windows in the kitchen dining area. The width of this window above the sink is 2 feet 8 inches. The height of the window is 3 feet. We will need to convert the 2 feet 8 inches into inches, so we take the 2 feet, multiply that by 12, that equals 24 inches. Then we will add the additional 8 inches to the 24. That will give us 32 inches. So the width of the window is 32 inches. The height of the window is 3 feet, indicated here. So we take the 3 feet, multiply it by 12, that gives us 36 inches. So the dimensions for this window is 32 inches wide by 36 inches high. So to place this single double hung window, again we will select the Architecture tab. In the Build panel of the ribbon, we will select Window. In the Properties, we are looking for a double hung window with brick seal. We are looking for a window that is 32 inches wide by 36 inches high. So we will select the window option 32 inches by 36 inches. We will take our cursor and place it along the top horizontal wall, and we will place the window along this wall. You want to make sure that the brick is on the outside of the wall. So again, if your double arrows are on the inside, you need to click on the double arrows to flip this window. So you will select the double arrows here if they are on the inside of the wall. This will flip the window where the brick seal is on the outside of the exterior wall. The center of the 32 inch by 36 inch window, the center of that window is 5 feet from the face of the stud in the exterior wall. To properly place this window along the exterior wall, we will need to select the window so the temporary dimensions will appear. We will click on the witness line until it moves or jumps to the outside face of the stud. Then we will select the dimension and change it to 5 feet. So we will type in 5 feet and press enter. You will select the icon here to convert this temporary dimension into a permanent dimension. Then you will select the dimension and lock the 5-foot dimension. The next double hung window that you will install is a double hung window that is 2 feet 8 inches wide by 4 feet 4 inches high. Again, you will need to convert the 2 feet 8 inches into inches. So you take the 2, multiply it by 12, this will give you 24, plus the additional 8 inches, that will give you 24 plus 8, which is 32. For the height of the window is 4 feet 4 inches. You will take the 4 feet, multiply it by 12, because there are 12 inches in a foot. That will give you 48 inches. Then you add the additional 4 inches. That will be 48 plus 4. That gives you 52 inches. So the dimension for this window is 32 inches wide by 52 inches high. In order to place the second window in the kitchen and dining area, you will need to select the Architecture tab. In the Build panel of the ribbon, you will select Window. In the Properties, you are looking for a double hung window with brick seal. The size of the double hung window with brick seal is 32 inches wide by 52 inches high. You will make that selection in the double hung window with brick seal options. After making the selection, you will move your cursor along the horizontal wall. The window that you will place will be to the right of the window that's already installed in the kitchen and dining room area. Once the window is to the right and your brick seal is outside of the exterior wall, you will click. That will place the window. You will go up to your Modify button and click to end the window command. The distance from this window to the window that was just installed is 7 feet. There are 7 feet between the center of this window and the center of this window. To properly place the window along the horizontal wall, we will select the window. In your temporary dimensions, there should be a temporary dimension going from the center of this window to the center of this one. You will click on that temporary dimension and change it to say 7 feet. So you type in 7 feet and press enter. You can click outside in this area here to take away the temporary dimensions. If you have dimensions already on the plan, you may actually click on this dimension, click and hold on the witness line, and move it to the center of the window. Once you find the center of the window, you may let go of the mouse button. That dimension should read 7 feet. If so, you will need to lock that dimension. To set the header height for this window, you will need to select the window. In the properties, you will need to scroll to find the option for head height. You will change this value to 6 feet 8 inches and press enter, and then select apply. You will need to add a dimension indicating the distance from the center of this window to the center of the interior wall. To do so, you will select your Annotate tab. In the Dimension panel of the ribbon, you will select the Align dimension. You will place your cursor at the center of the window. You will move the cursor to the right to locate the center of the interior wall. Another way to do this would be to go into this area here where it says Place Dimensions and select the option that says Center of Core. This will help you locate the center of the interior wall. Once you find the center of the interior wall, which is indicated with the blue dashed line, you will click. Move the dimension up until it aligns with the other dimensions on the same level, and click. Next, you can take the dimensions that give you the horizontal dimension for this room here and this room. You can select those dimensions and drag them up until they line up with the other dimensions in your model. So all you're doing is selecting the dimension and moving the dimension up until it lines up with the other dimensions in your model. Using these dimensions, you can properly locate the windows along the wall. We will install the double hung window in the living room. A double hung window is indicated here. This is actually a window assembly that comprises of 2 double hung windows. Here is one of the double hung windows. Here is the other. In elevation, this is what a double hung window looks like. This is what a double hung window looks like in floor plan view. It is indicated with the term twin. According to the floor plan, the width of the double hung window is 2 feet 8 inches wide. The height of the window is 5 feet. We will need to convert the 2 feet 8 inches into inches. So we will take the 2 feet multiplied by 12, because there are 12 inches in a foot. That equals 24 inches. Then you take the additional 8 inches and add that to the 24, which gives you 32. The 2 feet 8 inches is giving you the width of one of the two windows in the window assembly. In order to get the full width from left to right of this window, we will need to double this number. So we will take the 32 inches, multiply it by 2. That will give you 64 inches. So 64 inches is the actual width of the double hung window assembly. The height of the window is 5 feet. So you take the 5 feet multiplied by 12, that gives you 60 inches. So the window dimensions are 64 inches wide by 60 inches high. To place the double hung window in the living room area, you will need to select the Architecture tab. In the Build panel of the ribbon, you will select Window. In the Properties, you will need to select the down arrow, and now we are looking for a double hung with brick seal. According to the dimensions on the drawing, we need to find the double hung window that has a width of 64 inches and a height of 60 inches. So you will select the 64 inches by 60 inches option for the double hung with brick seal. You will bring your cursor into the drawing area and you will place that window along the bottom horizontal wall. You will make sure that the brick seal is outside of the exterior wall. From the center of the window to the face of the stud, we will use a distance of 6 feet. To place the window along the horizontal wall, you will select the window. On the witness line, you will click on the witness line until it jumps to the outside face of the stud for the exterior wall. You will then select the temporary dimension and change it to say 6 feet. So you will type in 6 feet and press enter. The next characteristic you will set for the window will be the header height. The header height for this window is 6 feet 8 inches. All of the windows in the building have a header height of 6 feet 8 inches. Again, the header height is the distance from the finished floor to the top of the window. The top of the window is considered to be the header. In the model, in order to change the header height, you will need to select the window in the model. In the Properties dialog box, you will scroll until you see the option for head height. You will change this number to say 6 feet 8 inches and press enter. Then click on apply. In order to see the height of the window in your browser, if you look in your building elevations, we will select the south elevation because this window is in the south elevation of the building. We will double click on south, and here you will be able to see the window. The double hung window is represented in the front elevation in your construction documents. To dimension this window, we will go to the Annotate tab. In the Dimension panel of the Annotate tab, we will select the Aligned Dimension tool. In the area where it says Place Dimensions, we will select Face of Core. This is going to be the face of the stud. So we will select Faces of Core to locate our first part of our dimension, and we will click on the face of the core here, which is the stud. And then we will move our cursor to the center of the window and click. We'll drag the dimension out and place it. We will add another dimension going from the center of the window. So we will select the center of the window as a reference point. Then change our place dimension option to center of core, because we want this dimension to reference the center of the interior wall. So we will move our cursor to the center of the interior wall until we see the blue dashed line appear. We will click and then place the dimension. The dimension should be lined up with the first dimension. You will place the window that is in bedroom 1. Bedroom 1 has a triple double hung window. This is actually a window assembly comprising of 3 double hung windows. This image shows you a triple double hung window. This shows you the triple double hung window in floor plan view. This shows you the window in elevation. You will use a width of 10 feet 8 inches for this window. The height of this window assembly is 5 feet. So to calculate the width of this window in inches, you take the 10 feet multiplied by 12, because there are 12 inches in 1 foot. That will give you 120 inches. Then you add the additional 8 inches. That will give you 128 inches wide. The height of the window assembly is 5 feet. So you take the 5 multiplied by 12. That gives you 60 inches. So the dimensions for the triple double hung window assembly are 128 inches wide by 60 inches high. To place the triple double hung window assembly in bedroom number 1, you will need to select the Architecture tab. In the Build section or the Build panel of the ribbon, you will select Window. In the Properties, you are looking for the triple double hung window with brick seal family. In this family, you are looking for a window with a width of 128 inches and a height of 60 inches. So you will select the 128 by 60 option. You will take your cursor and move it along the horizontal exterior wall in bedroom 1. And you will select the exterior wall in bedroom 1. This will place the window on the exterior wall. The center of the window is 8 feet 1 1/2 inches from the center of the window to the outside face of the stud for the vertical exterior wall. To properly locate the window, you will need to go to your Annotate tab. In the dimension panel of the ribbon, you will select the Aligned Dimension tool. Where it says Place Dimension, you will change this to say Faces of Core, and you will move your cursor to the stud on the vertical exterior wall and click. You will move your cursor to the center of the window and click. Then you will drag the dimension out and place it. You will repeat this process by going to Annotate, and in the dimension panel you will select Aligned. You will select the middle or the center of the window. You will change the Place Dimension option to say Center of Core, and you will locate the center of the interior wall here and click. You will place this dimension and line it up with the first dimension and click. You will select your Modify button. Then you will select the window in the model. You will change this dimension to say 8 feet 1 1/2 inches and press Enter. To set the header height, you will click on the window in the model. In the properties, you will scroll until you find the head height option. You will change this to say 6 feet 8 inches and press Enter, and then click on Apply. To view the windows in your model, you can select the View tab. In the Create panel of the ribbon, select Default 3D View. You may use your View cube by selecting each of the corners to rotate the model so you may see all of your windows. What you are checking for primarily in this view is to make sure that the header heights for all of the windows are the same. We will notice that in the model, this window here does not satisfy the 6 feet 8 inch header height. So in the 3D view, we can select this window and go to the properties we will see that the header height is not 6 feet 8. We can make that change here. Now all of the head heights for the windows should be 6 feet 8 inches high.